This is Tom, and here's another KQ Morning Show rewind from Walser Automotive Group, walser.com.
The KQ Morning Show.
In the news this morning, ladies and gentlemen, legendary Minnesota sports journalist Sid Hartman has died. He was 100 years old. Hartman's son, Chad Hartman, announced his father's death Sunday afternoon, saying that his father's extraordinary and resilient life has come to a peaceful conclusion, surrounded by his family. Hartman's newspaper and radio offerings were gospel for most of his 100 years on Earth. He was passionate, relentless, and one of the major reasons why Minnesota is a major league state, and he did it the old-fashioned way. Born in 1920 to immigrant parents, Hartman grew up on the north side of Minneapolis, sold newspapers as a child to help his family make ends meet. It was a job that created the work ethic that would define him. That's one thing about Sid you could not deny. Nobody worked harder than Sid. Sid did bust his ass at his job, no doubt about that. Hartman's impact on the sports world cannot be overstated. Athletes, coaches, and executives alike remember his ability to build and maintain relationships. His career and personal life blended into one. The people he covered became his friends because they learned Hartman was on their side. One of those athletes was legendary Minnesota Vikings quarterback Fran Tarkenton. He's the greatest journalist, most honest, forthcoming journalist, sports journalist that I've ever known, Tarkenton said. He could get an interview with anybody. He was honored again and again because of that, including by Minnesota Twins icon Rod Carew. He's my buddy. He's the only guy I trusted when I was in Minnesota. Praises the life of Sid Hartman. I knew Sid for years and years and years. Did a lot of hanging out at his house, my house, whatever. Sid is the only guy that I've never choked after giving my mother the look-away handshake.
Oh.
He did. He met my mother. He gave her the look-away handshake to see who else was there. Oh. Like, Sid, you're so lucky. I really think the world of you. You got to understand something about Sid. He was also a goofball. And he didn't mean to be a goofball. He just was. You know, doing things like eating the French dressing because he thought it was tomato soup.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. Sid, see, that's the part of Sid I want to talk about today because everybody's going to honor, of course, legendary career, a great job. Everybody else will be talking about that. I want to talk about the side of Sid that I loved, and that was that goofball North Side kid. Sid and I had a lot in common, even though, you know, that whole deal about we both dropped out of North High School in 10th grade. He was, 30-some years ahead of me, but Sid and I had a lot in common. We used to talk about that. That's what I loved about Sid, because he was a North Side guy, and he was an inspiration. And Sid did inspire us over there on the North Side. Hey, that guy made it. That kid made it. We could make it. Well, that's very good for neighborhoods like North Minneapolis. Sidney, we loved you, pal. God bless you. You lived 100 years, man. That's phenomenal.
The KQ Morning Show.
This is Tom Bernard. You just heard another KQ Morning Show rewind from my guys at Walser Automotive Group, walser.com. Hear today's entire KQ Morning Show on demand at 92KQRS.com, the KQ mobile app, or on iTunes.